All right, everybody. So, welcome to another Social Jack Flash Class. A Flash Class is something that we pop up, and we have about 30 minutes of really good education that are segments that we take from our live full workshops. Many of you have attended our full workshops and our paid online classes, and so we always welcome you to learn something that you can take away in this moment in the next 30 minutes and apply it immediately to help build your influence. And building your business influence is what we're all about. So we want to welcome everybody on today. And then the five personal branding mistakes are literally whittled down from like the top 100. I just finished a book. The book is coming out in March. So we're excited about the book. We're excited to have everybody in there. Don, welcome, and Ron, welcome on with us as well. We have more people getting into the room, so welcome everybody. So last night, I'm looking around Forbes, I'm looking around other people, colleagues in the industry, and seeing, well, what resonates with the mistakes that people make on their personal brand, and what does that all mean, and what's it all about? So I'm going to cover some of the top ones, and then also the ones that resonate most with us as we see easy things to fix or easy things to take care of. So super cool things, and we want to make sure. And then we also want to make sure that we're welcoming everybody in who has questions. So it's super important for you to ask questions, and that's how you learn, and that's how we learn what's important to you. So anyway, we whittled down from like 100 top mistakes being made, and some of them we combined. So I think you're getting about six or seven in here today, but we're excited about that. So welcome everybody, and hopefully wherever you're checking in from, you're warm out there because it's cold here in Chicago. I see some of my friends from Wisconsin and other places, so super cool. So my name is Dean Delisle. We've been doing and having fun with this for about 16 years. I think this is our 16th year in business. And we focus on building your influence. Now, some of you have taken our social selling course, which is a big flagship course. And then a lot of you have taken our community management course, culture development, career development, where we teach in universities and graduate schools and things like that. But really, at the end of the day, it's about building your business influence. So that is our commitment to you. And you will always see that we tie all of our curriculum to that next level. In fact, we have a new social selling 2.0 that we launched late last year. We did some live workshops, and now we're converting that to digital. And really what it's about is you. It's about helping you be the very best you in a digital world. And those of you that know me and have been following me, and thank you for those that voted, know that I have a book coming out. It's the Street Guide to building your digital business influence. And so want you to know how important it is, and how people see you. And we want them to see your authentic self, your genuine self. And we work really hard ourselves at doing that. We work really hard at helping you do that. So that's what today is really all about. And then addressing those mistakes and things that we can do as quick fixes. So we are on two platforms broadcasting live. It's 11:03 Central Time, wherever you're at in the world. So we want to welcome you in today. So Zoom and Facebook Live. So there's a lot of things up on the screen right now. Hopefully you can see those. But if you're on Facebook, we have the team monitoring the question queue on Facebook. And then we also have Zoom logistics that will also be monitoring. So if you could, you can ask a question. So let's practice that real quick because I don't want to miss any questions. And this is all about you. And I'm going to stay a little after so we can answer extra questions as well. So with that being said, if you could just let me know, type in the questions area. Where are you checking in from today? Are you in the Midwest where it's icy cold? Are you east where it's going to get even colder because you're getting our weather? Is it on the West Coast? So we have Laura who's in Siberia. I love that. I use that today too, Laura. We have Frank who's in Dallas, Texas, Don in Atlanta. So hopefully our Dallas and Atlanta friends are really helping us bring us or send us some warm vibes from wherever you're at. And Jen is in Wisconsin, so I think you're a tiny bit colder than us. So -10, we're at -14. Not that it's a contest, because I think once it gets -8 and more, they said you really can't tell a difference. And then Teresa said she's up north here in Chicago. So thanks for everybody that chimed in and responded to that. So awesome stuff here. And then we'll be able to queue those questions, and then as you have them along the way. So let's cover a couple of basics, fundamentals, as I like to call them. And So in social networks, this is one of those things that at the end of the day, whether you're on a career path, you're in sales, um, or people just want you maybe as a speaker at a conference, or they're beginning to recognize who you are as an influencer. So we have a sort of, referrals are the source of everything in our world, that says that, well, our network is looking out for us. And especially when they're unsolicited and you don't have to ask for them, it is really the ultimate game where somebody goes, oh, I recommend that you talk to Jen, or I recommend that you talk to Adam, or I recommend that you talk to Don. And the rest of you as well. So as we do that, I just sort of curious, and this is an anonymous poll that Jackson's going to put up, but how often do you get inbound referrals? Do you get them on a regular basis, occasionally? There's a little polling question that comes up there, and just click if it's daily, weekly, monthly, occasionally, and some might be, I'm not sure. So Jackson's just going to leave this up for about 30 seconds, and then let's just share quickly what the results are, and then we'll move on. So the reason referrals are important, because again, your network is thinking about you without you telling them or asking them. So let's go ahead and move on, and we'll clear that poll. Thank you, Jackson. And then there we go. So you are not alone. You have weekly and monthly, and don't remember about 17%, and occasionally at 50%. So it's all good. So let's go ahead and close that out. And as we look at this, we always like to say this, and some of you have been on our webcast before, and some of you haven't. But we look at social media like an event, because I just wrote in my book about the fears of social media, social networking, and there's a lot of fear because we're in, especially those of us in corporate or in a compliant-driven world, we have a lot of fear that says, "Oh, maybe I don't want to look bad." Maybe there's the fear of time. There's different things that create fear within us, that hold us back from the next best place we can go with our business influence, especially in a digital world. When you sign on as an employee, you sign a code of conduct. Well, a code of conduct says, well, if I'm going to be on behalf of the company, I'm going to behave a certain way. Well, this is the fear that all companies have, especially ones that are in compliance, and you have compliance in finance and healthcare, and all kinds of other regulated industries that we've trained in. I came out of Merrill Lynch and accounting firms and things like that, in banking. So as you have that, background, they're like, always the compliance officers involved, right? So, but in social media, we look at it as an event, and that's why we want you looking your very best at an event. If you're not in Chicago and you go to an event, I had all my networking events got canceled or rescheduled this week, fortunately. It was way too cold. But as you go to an event, you dress up, you look good, usually have your elevator pitch, and you have an objective to get something out of there, and you meet the very best people at those events, and you make an impression, right? So as a business influencer, you're making an impression on people. So whether it's through email, a conversation, or on social media, that is who you are. So we're going to cover some of the mistakes that get made now. Real quick, this is going to pop up fast. Are you a business influencer? So if you look at the screen, there's a poll that's going to pop up, and influencing is a necessary skill for anyone in business. Now, most of us are at different levels. Some of us are at a level of high influence within the organization, or maybe within our industry, people know us, but they still know us within a certain sphere. And if we're looking to expand and grow ourselves for 2019, we're looking to go beyond that sphere, maybe, if we're comfortable with that. Or we want to make more money at our jobs. We want to get discovered. We want to get found. And so, as we're in sales or career, and as we pre looked at everybody on here, most of you had either a sales role, a marketing role, or you're a career role. And really, all of us have a career role. So, let's go ahead and move on from the poll. And so, as we look at this, really at the end of the day, we had a few people say no, and I don't know. You're all business influencers. You give advice, people listen to you. And so you're not alone if you said no and I don't know. So our goal is to help you drive that influence to the next level. So this is an outline of our 90 days to business influence program. We do this in a workshop and now we do it online. And this is literally social selling 2.0, if you will. So in social selling, we help you build your profile, but we don't really have enough time with you to help you put your thought leadership and the whole you into your network. So let's just cover some of the things here super fast. So we set goals and objectives. So if you know what you're going to be or who you want to be this year, you have that down. And based on your role within the job or within the world or your industry, you know where you want to go. It's 2019. We're pretty much all have done that exercise. You want to look at your current state. Is my network a good network? Is it serving me? And please chime in on this if you want. And you can chime into the chat if you don't have questions. And you can say, yes, I don't think my current network is where I want it to be. And most of us are that way. And we don't want you to get satisfied or comfortable. We want you to help that network help you get there. And it's not all on you working super hard, it's working hard together. And that's what we call social teaming. We want your persona to tell the best story of you. We want you to then build the ideal network and really have some good thought leadership content. Align yourself with other thought leaders in your business so you see people working together. And then your coaching and training, you're getting some level of coaching training from us or other folks out there. And then you're ready to really measure your success. So I did that really fast, but we're going to give you access to the slides. And I know you can do screenshots here and things like that. But this is your pathway. This is the 8 steps. And, we didn't put all 50 that we teach in the class or we work in the process that we provide people, but we wanted you to understand, hey, this is a way for you to snapshot how you get there. Okay. So we're not going to do a poll on this. You can chime in the chat area if you want. But if you were going to pick one of these, like that's most important to you, are you responsible for being a thought leader? Is that most important to you? Executive presence. Are you within an organization where you want to be seen as really, is that the most important thing to you? And you can have all these. I'm just sort of curious which ones are the most important. You want to humanize your brand. Does that mean you are part of a brand initiative? And it could be your brand, it could be the brand of an organization that you work for. But humanizing the brand is what great companies do together with the people. And we always, when we go into an organization, we say it's about the people. And those great leaders really make it about the people, if you will, not just about numbers and objectives. But, we still want to tie it to the numbers, but we want to make sure we're all in this together. Some of you want to attract speaking opportunities. Those of you that want speaking opportunities, type in and say, hey, I want more speaking opportunities. And we'll make sure that we look out for those for you. We need to know that you want those, and your network needs to know that you want those in order to provide those for you. So that's super important as well. Some of you are in sales, and so you obviously want more and more referrals. On a career path, you want referrals and you want to generate new business. So let's talk about the top 5 things, okay? So this is the first one. So some of you typed in some goals. So Teresa says they're all important, but humanizing the brand is vital to her business. So that's good. So that is your number one. Now, Teresa, excellent point. So most of you don't have goals related to your influence or your activity within social. And I want to welcome everybody to type in like Teresa did, because this is where you let people know. And what we do is we'll set goals, but we keep them a secret. Your goal should not be a secret. You should tell us, you should tell people that you work with, people on your team, hey, listen, I want to really take my thought leadership to the next level. Have conversations about what are others doing. They'll help you. They'll circle around you. And if they're not, they're probably not the right people on your social team. So you want to talk about if it's important to humanize the brand, and we have some excellent examples. Can you believe we took a community bank, and I think I have one of the examples in here, and just with the power of, I think it was like 12 people inside the bank, we got, let's say, 70% of them to actively engage on social media. We have their brand looking good, sort of the 8-step process there. And all of a sudden, they are like top in search, and their social media numbers. And a lot of you that track social media engagement are up every week consistently for the last 5 months. They're beating out the big banks in the area. So if you ever have a chance to engage with SunTrust Bank, they're just a little bank in Northbrook, but they rock it out there. It's amazing. And we're very proud of them because they engage with us, and it's really a good partnership. So as you're doing that, Teresa and others, what is the most important part to you? So think about that and make sure you tell others, but make sure that inside your profile, you tell people that that's who you are, that's what you want. And if you want more speaking to help get that word out, tell people you want more speaking gigs. It's amazing when you ask for things, how many people want to step up and help you. So if you experience that in your network, and you can chime in the chat here and just say, yes, I've had people help me and it feels good. And I forget to ask, because that's the other thing, is that we have, as business influencers, we really work hard, maybe writing articles. I just wrote a book. I took a lot of time. I wrote this webinar so that I could share that with you. And so Jen is chiming in on here. And actually, before we got started, I had some folks in, and I covered Nick Myers and some other folks. And he was just basically saying the hardest thing is that he is challenged with is saying no to people. So he floods himself with wasteful things that he does because he says yes all the time. And now he wants help in saying no. And so a lot of people chimed in, including myself. I was, known as the people pleaser, and I had to work really hard at not putting my hand up for everything and really working together with great people to make great things happen, as we're on the same journey. So think about that for yourself, and really make sure you ask. If you need help, you need help on this journey, just ask. So that's really the number one thing. Make sure you have your goals in sight at all times. Just like with any goal, have it up in front of you and pop. And I'm going to run a little bit over. I'm being told that I'm running over, so I'm going to get to all of them here in a minute, I promise. The other one is, and again, I combined some of these from Forbes and from our material and from about 5 other folks that I've been, well, more than that I've been studying and reading on the mistakes we make. But this is probably the biggest thing, is that we're not consistent. As we think about our consistent story, and this is where we tell you, if you've been in our class, Google yourself at the first of the month. I think tomorrow is the first of the month. Look at that. What timing, Jackson? How did we plan that? So on your calendar, first of the month, Google myself, Google my name, Google my company, Google my name associated with my company. You can set up Google Alerts for free. Just Google the term Google Alerts. You set it up for free. Google will tell you when you're popping up in Google on different things, or when your name appears. So this creates consciousness of you being consistent in your network, in your digital self. So, some of you might have old social networks. I found an old, what is that, reunion.com, when, now I'm pretty far out from my reunions to confess here, but being authentic, I don't track that as much. They tend to find me because the numbers are smaller. But the idea was, when we were first doing class reunions, everybody signed up for reunion.com. Did anybody else do that, or is that just me? So you had MySpace out there, right? That was an early one. And can anybody remember a social network that you signed up for that you're like, whatever happened to that? It's always fun. There's like Bebo, and there's all kinds of other ones. And technically, wherever you can put your name and who you are and things about yourself, you can literally just fill out a profile. Well, your story should be consistent. So wherever you're at, wherever you're being published, it should be consistent. So think about that when you Google yourself. Yes, and Adam says, well, what about finding yourself on websites that you never signed up for? Then you address that website, and you get rid of that account. Say, hey, and sometimes you might have to prove who you are. I had to send my license in, I think, and some other things, and go, hey, this is who I am. Take me down. And so you do that, and this is because people get an impression when they're googling. We asked about referrals, and this is super important. But great question, Adam. So if you really get stuck in that, go to Social Jack or go to our Business Influence Alliance. It's a private group, but you just ask to get in, and you'll get in, and we'll help give you ideas on certain social media profiles and networks that you're getting stuck on. Because sometimes there's a back door, there's an easy way to get in, and sometimes the support is terrible, and we just have to lobby for the change. I've had to go into direct messaging and all kinds of crazy things to get updates done. Okay. So as we do this, make sure that your story is consistent. Now, here's the other big thing. So this is just our storytelling slide, and we'll make sure you get this. But really, the big key here. Oh, here's Centrist Bank. I knew I had a snapshot here. Make sure your story is not stuck in your profile. So a lot of people do a great job on LinkedIn, and they have an open Facebook. We have just as many characters. You have a headline, a tagline, you have a summary, you have things like that. If you have an open Facebook account, take all that hard work that you did on the keywords and the very best summary of your story and who you are, and put it in there. And make sure facts tell and stories sell. So it's good to have facts, but when you're storytelling, make sure the stories that you tell in video, in blogs, and articles, press releases, whatever, in posts, that it's in alignment with who you are. So make sure you do that. That's where a lot of us forget. What's my voice? Who am I? And man, I could spend. We spend a whole half day on this in our workshop. So but and people, you want to build that like, know, and trust factor, and that's where people really warm up. And this is one of the biggest mistakes that we see. They do a good job, they know their goals, they set their profiles, and bam, all of a sudden they're not consistent, and the story is stuck in a single profile. So people don't find that consistency, and trust starts to fall in that. All the content should be connected to you in your story. You should be claiming it. You should be speaking that. And sometimes you have to go back if you change your story. You have to change some of your content. It's relevant. So we'll do that too. And then make sure you tie it to your purpose. So remember the goals. Well, under all goals, if you're going to achieve them, there's a reason. There's a reason you're doing it. It's tied to some purpose. Can everybody relate to that? Who has goals that they want support on? Make sure that there's a purpose underneath. There's people that you're doing it for, including yourself or with yourself, and there's a really good purpose behind it. So we're only here for a short period on Earth, and we want to make sure that everything we do is purposeful. So I don't want to get sound preachy on this, but this is really the spirit of, we want the real, authentic you, and we really want to know you. Okay, so that's super important to us. All right, and keep asking questions. I'll stick around afterwards and make sure we get all these. So, not realizing the power of your network. When people are in our workshops and we do the social teaming and we do the team outline, or when we're coaching and training people on this, it is magical. People look at who they have, and it's like, listen, you know what? We got caught up when social media came up. We added everyone. Did anybody else fall into this? Now, I admire some of you who go in and you got 123 connections, and I think that's beautiful. I think that is awesome. Some of us added way too many people at the beginning, and now we're cleaning every week. It's like when you move into a bigger place and you just buy more stuff and you collect more stuff, and then we go through that space where we're just like cleaning out things. So the funny thing is, we want to make sure that we don't just connect to anyone. We connect to the very best networks that are on the same journey, that will get us to our goal and help others get to their goal. So did you hear me in that? So just give me a yes if you guys are with me on this, because if you get this part of the game, you don't need to connect to everyone. You don't need to have the biggest network. You need to have the best connected network that's on the same journey with you. And so that's what the true spirit of social teaming is. And if you need help with that, or you want to just Google social teaming with Social Jack. I have so many webinars, but this is probably the most important thing that will carry you for the rest of your life. And when you change careers, change products, change companies, change businesses, you sell one company, you buy another, you're going to have to readopt a new network. Well, social teaming is all about scouting and drafting the very best team for you. So who's your favorite? We designed this. I just wrote a whole chapter in my book on this. I can write a whole book on this too. I think I will. But the idea is that um, you know you get to this point where you really want to connect and be with the people that you want to be with. And those are the people that are going to help you, that when you say, I need help, are going to be there for you. And so that is the most important thing. So there's two principles here. One is you don't need everybody. Robin just typed in, I'd say 90% of the people in my front line on LinkedIn, I've never met. Oh, you have met. Okay, good. I love that. I thought you said you've never met. It's the opposite for most of us, Robin. So I adore that about you. So awesome job. But the idea here is that when you're connected to a group or an association, you're most successful when you work the group. You have a relationship with the people in the group. Your network is performing and those referrals are pouring in unsolicited. You have relationships in your network. It's impossible to have relationships with all 1,000 people. So the magic number is about 400 that we know together in mutuality and connection. And I'm not going to get too deep in this because I'm already running way over. But we want to make sure that with 400 people, look at this, you get 6.4 million just in LinkedIn. That's not counting Twitter, Facebook, and other social networks, Instagram that you're on. So you don't need to add everyone. So um, really get to the point of adding the people that are going to be on the same journey with you, people that you meet, that you want a relationship with, and add other influencers. Now, all three of us, four of us up here, are competitors, but we're friendly competitors. We share information, we borrow stuff from one another. Most cases, we cite things from one another. You might have heard of Mike and JD and Wayne. They're all buds of mine, and we talk all the time. But it's okay to connect up, to connect with others. Okay, so really, we're taking it to that next level of making sure that we connect up. Okay, so connect to other influencers with the intent to get into relationship with them. I see these people in person. I fly to see some of these people. They fly in to see me. Other people in my network, the same way. Okay, does everybody get that? I want to make sure everybody heard this because I'm going to cover two more here, but this is like one of the most important things. And one of the most important mistakes that we see is that they collect so many people, they get lost and overwhelmed, fear comes up, and they don't connect and develop relationships. So thanks for the response on that. Yeah, absolutely, Adam. Start disconnecting, cut loose. They will not get a message. Great call. Great call. Um, yes, I love it. All right, you guys are rocking it. Adam, you are really into this. I love it. Yes. Look me up, Adam, when you get to Chicago. I love meeting people in person. All right. So here's the other thing. Oh, man, Jackson, we are going to run way over here. I apologize, folks, but hopefully you can spend a few extra 10 more minutes. Okay. Can everybody do 10 more minutes? Because I really want to cover all this stuff because it's important to you. It's important to me. I stayed up last night. I want to make sure everybody gets this. And we are recording. So with that being said, let's keep going and hopefully you can stay with us. Yes, but Jen will make sure you get the recording. So now on this, a lot of people, it's funny. A lot of people aren't using social media correctly. What does that mean, Dean? It's like, I know how to post. I know how to link. I know how to connect. Well, first of all, it should be conversational, right? So we talked about it being at an event. Everybody should be talking at the event, but we're in a conversation. So we want you to watch over announcing. That means that you're just coming in all the time and telling people things. And we all have to be careful of this because we're either in a hurry, we're conditioned, we're excited what we want people to know. And the thing is, we want to talk with one another, not just at one another. And this is one of the biggest things. And realize that if you do have a good, solid network, and they are highly engaged, that means they're listening for you. They see you at the event called LinkedIn or Twitter or Facebook. They're going to walk over and listen to what you have to say. Does anybody remember the old E.F. Hutton commercials? You guys remember that, where it's like, when EF Hutton speaks, everybody would be quiet. They would lean in and hear what they have to say. You want to be the EF Hutton. So now I'm dating myself. Not everybody chimed in on that. So I'm guessing I'm a little older than some of you, but good news you're tuning in. So with that being said, we want to make sure that you know that when you're posting things out there or you're engaging with other thought leaders and other influencers, that they're going to actually see you, right? They're going to actually see you, and they're going to listen to you, and they're going to chime in and engage with you. And this is the one thing is we're not getting enough engagement because there's a lot of content. So we don't want you to be the person that gets stepped over or ignored. So make sure that you slow down. Maybe, we have a 20-minute a day program that we teach you and train you on. Many of you have taken that program, and there's very specific power moves. You'll hear us talk about power moves, and this is a power move, is making sure that you engage, you like and you comment, and you slow down and you go to a deeper level of relationship. So does everybody get that? It's pretty straightforward, but practice that today. I guarantee you'll have a whole different result from that. Some of you are not measuring to what the goals are. So you said, I want to be a thought leader. I want to get more speaking. I want to get more things out of this in terms of my effort on social media. I want to generate sales. I want to generate referrals. Well, you have to measure that success and start with the activity that happens beforehand. We just talked about engagement. How many people are talking to you? Are they the right people? How many people are looking at your profile? This is LinkedIn specifically, but how many people are looking at your profile? But you can look at this with other folks. So take a few minutes each week. I do it on Saturday mornings, but just take a look back and say, was this a good week? Did I attract conversations and engagement with the people that I want on the same journey with me? Can we help each other get to each other's goals? And is this the best social team I can possibly have for me? So, with that being said, make sure you do that. Check yourself, check your network. And actually, in our 90 days to business influence, this is the machine. You're looking at the machine right here, but it really comes with claiming those goals and really measuring results. So, with that being said, think about the one thing. What's the one thing that each one of you are going to take away from the mistakes that we identified here and the corrective course? So, what most resonates with you? And I've got a couple of closing things, and then I'll open it up for questions. So, in our program of an influencer, if you actually go to socialjack.com, for a limited time, you can just go as a member, log in, and you can go snoop around and take some personal branding classes and take all kinds of stuff in there. And you don't have to become a member, but as a member, you get access to paid courses and discounts and all kinds of cool things. So if you go to socialjack.com, that is totally open to you. Everyone today, we have it opened up for a couple of days so you can get in here and you can take all kinds of free courses, even without logging in. So you want to learn YouTube, you want to learn how to do some Instagram stuff, SEO, how to get heard. We even have some industry specific things in there. So make sure you write that down, socialjack.com. With that being said, we also thank you, Adam. Appreciate the comments on that. And is everybody finding this valuable? I have Adam and a few others chime in. I'd like to hear from everybody because, obviously we work hard and we want to make sure we're on track with things that are going to help you. So thank you, those of you that are chiming in, but we'd love to hear from all of you in terms of, is this helpful? Okay. So we have a virtual live training program, LinkedIn Get Found First. So this is a program that allows you to get found first for who you want to be. So it's a business influencer development class. It literally is going to happen over 2 weeks, starting February 12th, digital, online. And we will make sure that if you guys write down this code right now, this is like crazy. If you write down Flash 100, I'm going to tell you how crazy this is. Not only do you get the business influencer survival guide, but you guys get you'll get 4 hours of live instructor led training. You get coaching for 90 days. You get coaching for 90 days. And it takes the price of the class. Check this out. This is like the craziest thing we've ever done, maybe because it's a new year. I don't know why we did this, but it's Jackson is sending the link out to you, and they're sending the link out on Facebook as well. LinkedIn, get found first, in the group if you're in the group. And if you register, you'll notice down here the early bird. It's going to happen in 12 days here, and we record everything, so you don't even have to be there. But we do like if you can make at least one of them, especially the first one. But we have two. Not only do we have the class happening over 2 days, but look at this. The early bird is 195. Flash 100 gives you another 100 off. It's $95. You can sit in your conference room, and if you take our public classes, they're 295 to 895. So what happens is, if whatever you pay to go to this class, we will take that exact amount and match it and discount that in addition to all other discounts in any class that you take this year from us, all throughout 2019. We've never done this before. So if you take and you pay the $95 for these classes, plus the bonuses and the coaching that you get for 90 days, we literally will also, when we have our live workshops, and if you want to go, or if you have another online workshop that you want to take, you might get it for free. You paid 95, you might get two of them because you're using the same money. So Jackson, I know this drives you guys crazy when I make these deals, but isn't that cool? So we have never done this before. So Kevin and Teresa and Adam and all those that said, "Hey, listen, I'd love to do this." If you guys, just sign up, there's that link that Jackson sent you. We're going to do a follow up link, and so it's really the Get Found First program. We love it. So I promise you, you will get thousands of dollars worth of coaching and training, and you'll be like, "What?" And so anyway, but what we want is we want to hear from you, and we want to follow you, and we want to brag about you. So we want to feature you in our network. I'm already featuring some of you in my book. I want to feature you in my next book. I want to feature you in our network, and we want to brag about you. So we're like talking about influencers every week. So people that come through our training in our class, when you're ready to be out there, we want to help put you out there, so you even get our promotion power too. So anyway, we're in this for you, and it feeds our soul to know that we're helping people and really taking people to that next level. So make sure you type in Flash 100. You're going to get all that cool stuff, plus part of a great day. Um, so yeah, so now Adam says he's known as the company as the LinkedIn guru since he took our 4-week training course last year. So Adam, this one is actually business influence. I think you took the social selling, right? So this is social selling 2.0. You start teaching this along with telling people, so Mary Rodriguez, you've heard us talk about her. Is she started out in social media, and I write about her in my book. She started out at Microsoft as in social media. She is now the head storyteller. We feature a lot of her techniques, a lot of her cool stuff that she does. But she is, she is just like helped to the next level of us combining her stuff and a bunch of other great storytelling practices. We give you the exact process by which we do it. Now, some of you want it done for you. We have a 90-day all-in 90 days to influence program where we interview you, we build your network, we build your profiles, build the content. If you want to be part of that, Jackson's going to actually put this up, a poll up here real quick about making sure if you do want to take it and you can't sign up, I'll have Morgan contact you guys, make sure she guides you in. Just click on the one. If you want team training, we can cut a deal. If you want people logging in from all over the country, or we have people that log in from all over the world, we'd love to help position that. So that poll is up there right now. Now, if you want, type into the chat or into the Q&A, either one. If you want the 90 days to influence and you want to talk to me personally about taking that 90-day program where we do it all for you and we actually coach you along the way, just type into the chat there, and we'll make sure that that we follow up with you on that, because I am passionate, as Teresa say. My enthusiasm is infectious. So Kevin, I see you. I'll make sure I talk to you. So This is something, when you read my book, you'll understand. I grew up, on the streets, a little bit of a tough upbringing, but I am passionate about making sure that we get to where we want to go and we're not alone. I spent a lot of years working hard, being alone, and discovered uh, late in life, but have documented it all so I can help support you guys. And then I want to make sure that each one of you are on a journey. You get to where you deserve, where you want to be, and you don't do it alone. That's why I developed social teaming almost 20 years ago before LinkedIn even came out. So we love to do this. We love to help you guys, and we really want to make sure that you all get there with us together, so we're all not alone. And trust me, I need your connection as much as you need my connection, because it does create that enthusiasm and infectious energy that I have, Teresa. I get it from all of you. So your participation and support is always forever grateful. So let's go ahead and take the poll down. Appreciate that. And then we'll contact you either based on the poll. And then some of you said you want appointments to talk to me. I'll make sure that Morgan gets with you later today and we'll do that. So let's do this. Let's see. Yeah, well, Adam, we will talk about that for sure. Next phase from the course that you took in April, possibly taking it, all depends on my calendar. Yeah, and you know what? Remember, it's all recorded. So a lot of people, especially overseas, Adam, sign up for the class, they get the recordings, they listen to them, but you get the whole coaching platform. I don't know if you use that, where you can type questions into the queue. And even if you don't get to any of the live coaching sessions, and you can ask things at midnight, and within 24 hours, the team gets back to you and answers your questions. So it's like you can either take the live class, or you can take the fresh new material that will be recorded during that class, and then just take it at night or early in the morning or whenever you do it, or listen to it as a podcast, and then ask your questions on the Social Jack platform, which you get access to as well. So hopefully that helped. All right, let's talk about a couple of assignments. So what's the number one takeaway? We have some of you left in here. What's the number one takeaway? What are you going to work on first? So really, be complete, be relevant, be consistent. I capitalize that because that was important. Do social teaming. I capitalize that one. Right. So type in what's the most important. We're going to pick a winner from who's left here too. Actually, Jackson, pick two winners for Starbucks. Some energy in here. So we have meaningful conversations, right? Remember, it's a conversation. Measure, adjust, and repeat, right? So make sure you measure, make some shifts, and repeat. Also, make sure if it's your time and you want to kick off this 2019 right. Yes, Laura's like, be consistent. She capitalized social teaming. I love it. That's awesome. Yeah, so all right, it has to become a habit. Yeah, whatever you do. And that's why we do the 20 minutes a day, because it's like going to the gym. You ever go to the gym, miss a day, miss 2 days, miss 3 days, and then all of a sudden you're like, whoop, it's gone. So Jackson, why don't you jump on? The people haven't got to hear. Oh, here we go. Okay, so we got it. Why don't you announce the winners, Jackson? I always like when you jump on there. You work so hard behind the scenes.
Yeah, for sure. Today's winners are Adam Ligeraldi and Laura Giampietro.
Did we get those names pronounced right?
Yeah,
That's
sorry.
Awesome attempt, Jackson. That's an awesome attempt there. So, Adam and Lori, you're gonna get Starbucks gift cards. Now, here's the rule: when you get the Starbucks gift card, and you pronounced it correctly, Jackson. That's awesome, Adam. And then Teresa loves your energy. Actually, Jackson, I want Teresa to get one too. She was timing with Teresa.
All right, definitely.
Yeah. And Teresa Carson, I'll take that one. I took the easy one. Did you notice that? Okay, so here's the rules, guys, on the gift cards. So you have to teach someone that you take the Starbucks with you with the gift card. We give you enough for at least a couple of the most expensive drinks I think to make. And so Jackson, give Kevin Hugh one too. I'll say his name. Now we're giving away 4. We've never done that before. Kevin Hugh gets one too. I just love because he's chiming in on this. Kevin Hugh, I got it. Kevin, you got one too. So look at that. We got 4 winners, Jackson. Sorry for
Aye.
creating so much work, but here's the deal. You guys now, you got to promise me, tell me you'll do this, that you're going to teach someone at least one thing you learned today. We want you to pass it on. And we also want you to pass it on, not just at Starbucks, but share it with a colleague, share it with your children, share it with family members, share it with people that you care about. I'm telling you, this helps. We've taught this, honestly, we've taught this, what, Jackson, in high school. We've taught it in middle school. We've taught it in college.
Colleges.
Yeah, right. So this social teaming thing is a life skill. So please promise me, everybody, that you'll teach it to others, and especially those of you when you get to Starbucks. Heck, stand up and do an event, be a speaker at Starbucks, and teach it to everybody. We'll send you another one. All right, listen, it's been a delight. We're way over, Jackson. Thanks for being patient on the production side. And those of you, we look forward to really having you at one of our next classes, and helping you take it to the next level. And please, at least make sure you join that private group, the Business Influence Alliance group. It's posted all over social media there, and it's a private group where we post news and other cool updates for you. And stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next class. And with that being said, just throw the social media channels up here, and then we can close this thing out real quick. Look at that. So forward progress, if you want digital marketing content, Social Jack, if you want business influencer. Um, and Adam says, teach someone. I'm connecting with my Uber driver from the airport who got interested in using LinkedIn now that he's got his real estate license. You rock, Adam. That's awesome. Jackson, we got to tell that story in our meeting tomorrow. And then connect to me wherever you want, folks. I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, always doing stuff well. And Laura, I love it that you are doing social booming. All right, everybody, from all of us here at Social Jack Studios to all of you out there, stay warm, stay connected, and be engaged, and continue to grow your digital business influence. Thank you, and we'll see you on the next webcast. Take care.